Hello, thanks for jumping on our manufacturing demo today. We are going to talk about how we've been working closely with manufacturing customers and have a good understanding of where Google Apps can really add value to their business. This presentation is going to be two parts. First, consisting of a short presentation, and then secondly, we're going to have a live demo of Google Apps tailored for the manufacturing industry by my friend and colleague, Gauri. So let's jump straight on in. Manufacturing today is unpredictable, it's risky, and it's disconnected. With fluctuating market demand, profitability pressures on a global scale, as well as having a global workforce, we're disconnected, and it's impacting manufacturers on a day-to-day business as well as consumers. But before we discuss this further, let's take a look at what the consumer web looks like. As consumers, we've embraced a way in which the web allows us to do more, faster, and with more people. In fact, this has changed our expectations on how we find things, how we purchase things online, and most certainly above all, how we interact with our peers. Let me give you some examples. When we search on the web, for example, google.com, we expect to find the information right away, within milliseconds. In fact, we actually expect the search bar to fill in the words for us before we even complete the sentence. Moreover, buying on the web, we order from millions of different websites every single day to have these items delivered to our house. Our customers expect retail companies to deliver within 24 hours, which really impacts the manufacturing markets as well. Well, let's take a look at this generation that's purchasing online. This is a new generation of consumers. They're using social media to get product advice from peers, using digital tools like the smartphone, different types of tablets, as well as web applications. Likewise, the consumer behavior has changed as well. With Google's heritage in consumer technology, we are very close to the dynamics of shaping consumer behavior. Consumer behavior has indisputably changed in the last 5 to 10 years. One needs only to consider the example of online retailing and the profound effect it has on consumers when they go shopping every single day. In fact, it also affects the manufacturing environment as well. People are purchasing on a global scale. They're purchasing things together, so they're seeking out peer advice, and they expect it all to happen very quickly, which requires manufacturing companies to be able to respond just as quickly to consumer needs. Manufacturers need to be connected to succeed. Take all these challenges and think about how the dispersed manufacturing operations are. An initiative might start at the corporate office, but depends on employees working from the supply chain, the factory floor, all the way down to fulfillment to be successful. And it all becomes clear that the way we live, equipping every employee with the ability to use their smart mobile devices, leveraging cloud-based apps and cloud infrastructure for a rich and powerful user experience, could completely change the game for manufacturers. Taking advantage of consumer tools and behaviors enables manufacturers to work more closely together than ever before, all the way from the executive suite to suppliers, the factory floor, and ultimately fulfillment. Let's take a closer look at one of our customers today, Jordan brand. Makes styles for jeans, denim, tops, and shorts for women, girls, and toddlers. They chose to go with Google Apps because they were having some challenges with Microsoft Outlook invites. They were having some difficulty with basic file sharing, and it didn't work across multiple platforms. Employees had a lot of difficulty being able to communicate efficiently due to the sluggishness and overloaded group-wise email that they had, and the limited mobile access as well. Well, they chose to go to Google Apps because it had simple calendar overlays that was color-coded when someone was actually available. They had really easy to use mobile access, and the pricing and cost structure was really simple to use. At only $50 a year per licensed user, they got incredible value with a platitude of applications. Well, let's take a step back and look in time where the last 30 years of IT has actually been. The last 30 years of IT is really focused on 4 major components. First and foremost, individual productivity. This required that individuals had to work on a single document, spreadsheet, or project at a time. When they wanted to share with colleagues, oftentimes they'd have to use a save as and have multiple versions inside a Word document. Secondly, it required them to be at a physical office. Oftentimes it was extremely difficult to VPN into your network, and you need to be physically on site not only for those meetings, but to work as a team. A part of working as a team meant that everyone had to be on a standardized workday, whether it was 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Regardless, everyone had to be there at the exact same time so things could get done. Well, oftentimes this creates some challenges because we have a lot of things going on in the outside world, whether it's family related or taking our kids to a local sports game. And most importantly, they had to work on a very specific corporate device. This created challenges and frustrations because you physically had to be in the office, and that meant on a Saturday morning, if you had work to get done, you would have to dress up and go to work and get out of your pajamas. Well, today, that's not necessarily how things need to be. With Google Apps, we have new design principles. The reality is, we need team productivity, not individual productivity to get things done. The days of one person using one application to produce one document are over. Today, we need a team of people to collaborate and contribute to documents and presentations, as well as be able to simply calendar in when they're available. We now expect to be able to work from any place instead of being able to only work from the office to be productive. I can still respond to my emails from anywhere in the world. In fact, I can be in the back of a taxi cab in Taiwan or at the beach on a beautiful day like today and still do my job without having to go to the office. Anytime as well. Working from 9 to 5 just doesn't work anymore. Today it's expected that people answer emails at all hours of the night. With increasing globalization, you're working with people in different time zones. So to be successful, you need to be able to go beyond the 9 to 5. And above all, you have to be able to work on any device. For the above design principles to work effectively, we need to be able to work on our tablets, our iPhones, our Android phones, and any device that has a web browser and the ability to access our personal information. But how do we get there? Well, one company that recently went Google is Celestica. Celestica provides electronics, manufacturing services, including design, prototyping, assembly, testing, and product assurance. They have a supply chain worldwide with over 35,000 employees and 20 manufacturing design offices. They needed the ability to be mobile, to be able to share information quickly, and to be flexible. They chose to go with Google for a few reasons. First and foremost, they can collaborate on documents and spreadsheets and any information that required multiple departments to work on. Secondly, they were no longer tied to time zones. Because of simple calendaring, they could see when someone was actually available because it automatically sorted that within their calendars. And above all, they were able to accomplish more together as a group and deploy faster and provide better service for their customers by going Google. Well, let's discuss what Google is in this cloud-based environment. Now, the word cloud has become such a buzzword with the public. You hear there's a public cloud, a private cloud, even a hybrid cloud. So this whole concept has gotten really confusing. To simplify it, cloud means have an easy way to share, collaborate, and access important data that is stored over the internet and accessed via a unique username and password. Google's cloud infrastructure is 100% web-based. In this 100% web world, you no longer need to own or manage your hardware, on-premise, or your client's software. That's what the true cloud means. Applications are delivered by the web, and all you need is a web browser. In fact, there's no maintenance, there's no upgrades, there's no patches, version control, or hardware refreshes. Everything's on the web, just like your internet banking. You're always on the latest and greatest version. Well, let's take a closer look at actually what comes with Google Apps and how our manufacturing customers have been able to take advantage of our web. Let's talk about the actual tools that come inside Google Apps, and certainly the most important ones, Gmail. You get a massive inbox with over 30 gigabytes of hard drive storage, and that simple search toolbar that you have at google.com at the top. Then you get Google Talk. This is real-time communication across text, audio, and video right in your inbox. Well, What that actually means to you is instead of inundating your colleague with multiple emails, if you have a quick question about a project you might be working on, you simply send them an instant message straight from that email that you have opened up or the document. Google Calendar, this is amazing. It's an enterprise-class calendaring system. So if you have to work across time zones, you can actually see when your colleagues are free, where it's color-coded. And in addition to that, you can also access all that information on your mobile device. Google Drive is where you can collaborate and work on multiple documents, spreadsheets, and slides with your colleagues. It's also a centralized place to store all of your content and information. The beauty of this Google Drive is web-based storage where you can increase the storage up to 16 terabytes of data. Google Sites is a great tool as well. You empower users to manage their own sites. For example, if you have a department that likes to manage very specific assets such as marketing information, sales information, or even things for your executives, create a quick Google site without any coding experience based off one of the templates to store all that data. And lastly, Google Vault. For the same cost as Google Apps, which is $50 a year per user, you can add on Google Vault, which is a security and compliance tool, which automatically archives all inbound and outbound emails and instant messages, as well as has e-discovery tools built in, and all this works in the background of your Gmail account. Well, let's talk about what's most important to our customers today. In manufacturing, it requires them that they go to multiple showrooms, meeting with quite a few customers, as well as the different offices all around the globe, particularly here in Asia. Google Apps can now access all of that critical information from any mobile device with a web browser, including Android, iPhone, BlackBerry, and even a Windows phone. In addition to having native apps for Gmail, Drive, and Docs, you can work on all these different platforms and access your information within real time. Google's invested heavily in optimizing these apps for all the platforms listed to give you the best user experience possible. More than 5 million businesses have gone Google. Quite a few of those are actually manufacturing customers. This represents more than 50 million actual users today. Going Google for a manufacturer really has a lot of implications. For things like new product development, you can launch new products faster as a way to stay more competitive. So collaborate on docs, spreadsheets, and slides. You've increased production efficiency. With the years of experience with improved process utilizing lean manufacturing practices, we still see it as an important concern to improve production efficiencies, to reduce cost, improve quality, and serve clients better. With email that's accessible anywhere, video chat and instant messaging, you can increase all these efficiencies. Let's also help you increase international sales. With the changes to the global economy and international sales, that's continuing to be a huge area for growth for all manufacturers today. Also, the need for manufacturers to operate efficiency on a global scale to be cost effective while moving into different markets is also key. Our customers today use Google Drive and that content storage to store all their customer bin pieces, any marketing materials, and information that might be pertinent to each individual in the organization that's easily organized. All this enables them to work together, but also reduce the duplication of effort. And a lot of times today, with manufacturers, there's a fair amount of mergers and acquisitions. There's been quite a bit of changes and consolidation within the manufacturing industry. This means that as a customer of ours, you need to be able to be nimble and move quickly, which has never been so important. The beauty of Google Apps is you can scale really easily. Subtract and add users if you need to on a month-to-month basis or an annual contract basis. Well, thank you so much for your time. We're going to jump into our live demo here shortly. And remember, over 5,000 businesses every single day sign up for Google Apps.
At Google, we believe that the future of work is on the web. In this demonstration, we will show you how manufacturers are already using Google Apps to collaborate. Google Apps includes Gmail, Calendar, Drive, and much more. In this demo, we'll show you how to take your business to the next level with Google Apps. So let's jump straight in. I'm going to pretend that I'm a manufacturing manager working for a real manufacturing company called Altostrat. You can see that my corporate logo is in the top left-hand corner and that my email address ends in @altostrat.com, not @gmail.com. So for anyone who's receiving emails from me, my emails still look exactly the same, goryp@altostrat.com. Sometimes I get flooded with 150 emails a day, and I find it hard to figure out what's important. The beauty of Google's folders is that they allow me to visualize the relevance of my emails. I've set up a filter that will automatically attach a priority folder to any emails that I receive from my manager, Anna Smith. So it'll automatically tell me which emails are important. If I have a flood of new emails and they don't have the priority label attached, or they have the yellow personal label, I know that I don't have to attend to them straight away. Whereas if I get a flood of new emails with these red priority folders on them, then I know that I need to respond quickly. I can also find things that I need to find really quickly with the google.com search experience at the top. So if I just type in a keyword, I have sub-second response time. That means I don't have to remember who sent me an email or the date that they sent it to me. Just by typing in a keyword, I can find it really fast. And I can see that we're actually launching a new product which we'll be manufacturing. So I can essentially consume this information in a really quick and easy way by looking at the video within my inbox. Going back to my inbox, I can also enable something that's called Preview Pane. This will split my inbox in two, so I can scroll through my inbox on the left-hand side and read through my emails on the right-hand side. We also archive your emails instantly with Google Vault, in case you delete an email, but then 3 years later realize that it was actually a really important email and you need to get it back. Instead of that email being locked away in a PST file that I'm never going to look at again, it's still searchable in Vault. Now let's move on to Google Talk. Sometimes I have a quick question and I don't want to send an email and have to wait for someone to reply within a day or two. With Google Talk built into my inbox on the left-hand side here, I can see exactly who's online and available. They're green. And I can ask them a really quick question. So I'm going to instant message John and ask him, what's the status of Project Ruby, which is something that we're working on together. So I can get an answer and quickly move on and be more productive. Rather than sending emails, this just makes us much more productive and we can make things happen faster. With my manufacturing business, I also find that I have to do video calls with my suppliers who are overseas and my other offices. Just by clicking this button here, I can start a quick video chat. Hi Jonathan, how you doing?
I do well, Gory. How are you doing today?
That's good to hear. Look, just wanted to collaborate with you on a document really quickly. Do you have 5 minutes to fill in that spreadsheet on our latest manufacturing product?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll actually do that now. Thanks for reminding me.
Okay, see you in the spreadsheet.
Cheers.
So you can see that it's really quick and easy to use video conferencing within Google Apps. It's actually integrated with all of our other applications in the suite. Within Google Hangouts, you can actually have up to 15 people in there at the same time. You can also share a document, like presenting slides to the group, or sharing my screen with people so they can literally see what I'm clicking on. It just makes collaboration much easier. And because it's 100% web, I can use any device to do that kind of video chat, whether it's a Mac, a PC, tablet, or phone. If it has a browser, it will work. Now, I'll show you a couple of things in Calendar before we collaborate with Jonathan in the document. Clicking on my calendar, you can see it's come up in that blue color. Now, the biggest question that we have asked of us with Calendar is, how do I see when other people are available so that I can schedule in a meeting with them? So with Google Calendar, you can do this really quickly and really easily. I can highlight someone else's calendar. Karen's is shown in the green, Charles is shown in the pink, and Kohei's is shown in the red. So by overlaying other people's calendars on top of mine, I can easily see when we're all available and when we're not. So since there's a gap over here, I know that everyone would be available for this meeting that I'm going to create. Clicking into the meeting, I can send invites to the people who I'd like to attend. You can see that it's auto-completing for me based on my contacts in my address book. I can also schedule in resources like meeting rooms or overhead projectors or cars, any other resource that your company needs to share. I'm going to click Save, and it's asking me if I'd like to send invitations to my guests. I'm going to say yes, and I know that immediately that's been added to Karen's calendar and Kohei's calendar. I can see it right there. And I know that Karen's always on the road, but she'll still receive that invite via her mobile, and she can also respond to it right from there. So next, we're going to take a look at spreadsheets within Google Drive. So clicking into Drive in my OneBar, this is where I can store all of my documents. We're going to demonstrate how Google Apps can be used to automate a lot of processes and provide transparency around manufacturing companies. So searching for a document which I created earlier that has the word manufacturing in it, you can see again I have a google.com-like search experience within Google Drive. That's the document that I'm going to open up right here. And I can see immediately there's another person viewing this document. Jonathan is actually already editing this spreadsheet. I can say hi to him, and we can have a chat or an instant message from within this document. And at the same time, I can see that that's the cell that he's working on right there. It's highlighted in pink. And I can also edit the spreadsheet while Jonathan is as well. So I can literally see the edits that Jonathan is making. And I don't have to wait for him to edit the spreadsheet, attach it to an email, and send it to me via my inbox. This all happens straight away in real time. So I'm going to ask Jonathan to update the numbers for density. And I can see that Jonathan can attend to that request straight away. I could also put comments in this spreadsheet as well. So other people can come along, check out my comments on the spreadsheet, and resolve them as well. Now, a common question that we get asked with Google Docs is if multiple people are editing this spreadsheet at the same time, how do you control the document itself? So if someone makes a mistake in the spreadsheet, can I go back and get rid of that mistake that the other person made? The answer is yes. You simply go to File, See Revision History, and it'll show me all of the revisions of this document that were ever made. You'll notice that I haven't actually clicked File Save at all, and that's because every time a keystroke is recorded, the document is automatically saved. So I can basically go back to the way the document looked like before Jonathan and I started editing it today, So we can go back to the way it looked like here, and you'll see it's actually automatically previewing for me what that document looked like back then, and I can click restore this revision. At the same time, all of these revisions that I've made in between will still be kept on file. There we go. So that's the way the document looked like before Jonathan and I started editing it today. So now we're going to take a look at Google Drive again, and we'll take a look at other kinds of documents that you can store in there as well. So within Google Drive, you don't have to search using a keyword. You can also search using different document types. So I'm going to search for a PDF file, and there we go. That's the one that I'm interested in looking at. This is simply a technical specification for a camera that we're going to be manufacturing in the future. So I can take a look at that and share it with other people as well. So hitting the share button in the top right hand corner, I can add other people to this document. I can control the amount of access that they have as well. So right now I'm giving Kaiser edit access, but I could also give her just viewing access or commenting access as well. I have complete control over who can access this document at any time. So if I no longer trust Jonathan for some reason, I can always downgrade his access to viewing access, or I can hit that X, and even if he's on the document right now, he'll instantly be removed from it, and his screen will say you no longer have access to this document. So by storing your documents in Google Drive, they're actually going to be far more secure than storing them locally or on USB drives that often get lost or stolen. So lastly, we're going to take a look at another kind of document, which is simply a word processing document. So clicking into text documents here, I'm going to open this document, which is called Project Ruby. This is the latest project that Jonathan and I have been working on. And you can see that I can include all kinds of different pieces of content in this document. So I have images, tables, and lots of headings and different text types. I can actually see the individual keystrokes that Jonathan's typing here, and I can add some of my own. You can have up to 50 people in a document at the same time. You can, again, instant message with everyone and comment as well. So I'm going to put a comment in here and simply say, should we change this code name? I'm actually going to mention John Goldstein as well. By putting the @JGoldstein, he'll automatically receive an email that asks him, should we change this code name, with a link through to this document. So John will be able to respond to that straight away. Finally, let's take a look at a quick presentation that I put together. So in Google Drive, I'm going to search for a presentation that has the word AltoStrat in there. There it is, Project Ruby AltoStrat Marketing. Opening up that presentation, again you'll be able to see that I can add all kinds of multimedia in here. So I can insert images, videos, word art, tables, shapes, lines, lots and lots of different things. Everything that you'd really expect a professional looking presentation tool to be able to put into your presentation. Again, with Slide Presence, I can see my colleagues working on this presentation and I can collaborate with them via chat. So I don't have to wait for someone else to finish their part of the presentation, since we can both work on it together at the same time and be more productive. This concludes the demonstration. Just to review what we've shown you, Google Apps is an integrated suite of applications delivered to you via the web. It includes email, instant message, video chat, calendar, Drive, and much more. If you have further questions or would like to see a more in-depth demo, please reach out to your Google rep. Thank you.